Schönen guten Samstagmorgen und ein schönes Osterwochenende wünsche ich. Wir sind wieder im Foolish Mortal und schauen, wie es weitergeht. Ich habe das letzte Mal... Ach komm, wir gehen einfach mal rein, würde ich sagen. Genau, und da stehen wir auch. Und zwar habe ich hier den Türhaken zum Blitzableiter machen können. Und wir sollten unten Strom haben. Das werden wir uns jetzt anschauen. Dann gehen wir mal darüber und da rein und hinunter. Das ist fein. Auch an die YouTube-Zuschauer, ich würde mich über einen Kommentar und natürlich einen Like freuen. Denn die Geister sagen, ihr macht das einfach viel zu wenig. Ich kann es aber verstehen, ich bin genauso einer. Ab und zu schreibe ich dann doch, aber man vergisst auch öfter mal. Was auch voll okay ist. Wir wollen... Wohin wollen wir denn? In... den Keller. Ja, genau. In den Keller. So. Dann schauen wir mal, ob wir das jetzt betätigen können hier. Nein, wir wollen den Fassheber haben. Gut, gut.
With a surge of electricity from the lightning strike, the barrel lift came to life, disappearing into the water and rising up to the hatch above.
Ein bisschen die Grafik,
This was
würde
how
ich
they
sagen.
loaded barrels in and out of the cellar. Held by the barrel lift, the chamber pod plunged beneath the surface, scooping up the murky floodwater, then carrying it to the ground level hatch
Das ist
above.
auch schon wieder
With
so
time,
laut
the
geworden.
jury-rigged machine began bailing the cellar like a sailor trying to save a sinking dinghy.
Ich glaube, das sollte besser sein. Yay! Gut. Jetzt können wir da mal lang gehen. Kann man das wieder ausschalten? Was haben wir denn da? Eine Sackkarre.
There was nothing large that I needed to move.
Nicht? Noch nicht. Das sind doch Fässer.
I turned the spigot and rum began to pour out.
Ja, warum machst du
I wanted
das
some,
auch?
I needed something to carry it in.
Wir haben ja noch die Flasche.
With the bottle positioned beneath it, I turned the spigot. The grotesque face began spewing out rum like it was 2 a.m. on Bourbon Street.
Cool.
All of the smaller barrels I could see were rotted and empty.
Okay. Gibt's da sonst noch irgendwas? Gibt's in dem Reihenregal noch was?
The wine racks were largely bare.
Okay.
A few bottles remained were cracked and empty.
Möchte ich da noch mal kurz schauen? Ob wir da vielleicht sogar noch irgendwas... Was ist das?
Magnetic carriage. Theater
Magnetkutsche.
rotation.
Theaterrotation.
Orrery track. Barrel lift.
Fassheber und
Electrograph.
Elektrograph.
Knowing the erratic surges of electricity that must have been flowing through the wire into the barrel lift, I decided it was wiser not to do any more
Okay, mit der Zange vielleicht?
Now that the wire was loose, I no longer needed the...
Okay, na gut. Dann gehen wir doch mal nach oben. Gehe ich gleich zu denen. Der wollte Alkohol haben, oder? Geben wir ihm.
Can I top you off, Colonel?
Oh, excellent. What do you have there?
Belmore rum, aged 33 years.
Wonderful. Pillow. I must prefer rum to that hoity-toity champagne they serve. Rum is a man's drink. I'll save this for the toast later.
Do you think that's a good idea, Colonel?
I certainly do. You know, Foster, I've had about
Ist die Flasche jetzt wieder leer, ne? Mann.
I try to sit here here and enjoy myself, and all I hear is the droning of a long-winded clergyman.
I'm not droning. You just don't like to face the truth. My sanctimonious prattling, as you so ungratefully call it, is all that stands between your unrighteous life and a subsequent consignment to the fiery gates.
You know, that must be it. It's a revelation, an epiphany. All these years I've been thinking I've been in limbo, wondering why I haven't moved on to the pearly gates or the raging fires, and now I've realized.
What have you realized?
I must be in hell right now, and listening to you is my torture. Well, that's it. I can't bear any more.
Jawohl, da ist es ja. Wohl gut.
There. Now I can't hear a word you say.
Infantile.
Well, I should certainly hope she does.
Das wollen wir haben. Kann ich das Glas rumnehmen?
Leave it there, boy. I'm saving it for the toast.
Was für ein Toast.
Good evening, Colonel.
What?
Ich wollte es einfach
I think you
ausprobieren.
decided to take up unicycling, actually.
I had nothing else to say to Father Foskett.
Na gut, dann gehen wir nochmal in die Bibliothek. Gehen nochmal in den Keller. Na komm. Go, 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 go. Renn. Murphy, renn. Wir nehmen uns nochmal ein bisschen rum mit. Kann ja nie schaden.
I refilled the bottle, but as the rum neared its neck, the flow turned to dribbles. That must have been the last of it.
Gut, es muss der letzte Rest sein. Na gut, mehr brauchen wir ja auch nicht. Der letzte, hoffe ich. Hoffe ich. Musikzimmer. Garten.
I emptied the rum onto the thorns and waited.
Okay. Wir nehmen die
There was only one
Rose.
rose left. I needed to be more delicate than ripping it out of the flower bed.
Nimm die Schere.
Delicately, I cut the stem and picked up the last rose in the house.
Sagte der gar nichts dazu. Na gut, dann. Cool. Entschuldigung. Ich glaube, ich mache mein Mikro mal ein bisschen. Weil da passt es so. Ich glaube, ich bin ab und zu ein bisschen zu laut. So, müsste es eigentlich passen. So, wir wollen zu ihr nach oben, um die restlichen Sachen dorthin zu bringen. Da wollen wir hin. Dann können wir mal das Grammophon. Phonograph.
With a bit of improvisation, I have fixed the ear trumpet to the phonograph in place of the broken horn. Now I just needed the remaining wedding items before I started it up.
Wir brauchen die Rose.
It was best to leave the vase where it was. I placed the rose in the vase. The 5 wedding items were ready. It was time to start up the phonograph.
Okay, dann start mal den Phonograph.
Abigail, if you can hear me, try to come back to your final happy moment. I began to feel a change in the room. The air not quite so still, the shadows not quite so dark, and the bride not quite so distant. I just hoped I'd made a wise decision.
Oh
You
yay!
cannot be allowed to do this.
Das
I
darfst du
will
nicht.
stop you. At any cost, I will stop you. I'm free. You came back.
Please don't try to kill me a third time.
Don't worry, Murphy McCallan. I'm not here to do that.
I think I might have caused all of this, but I can explain everything.
I'm afraid to say I think you might be right, but at least there's a chance we can do something to fix it. If only... Oh no. He's coming.
Oh
Who's
Gott,
coming?
wer es kommt? Oh Gott, ich weiß, wer kommt.
You need to hide. If we're going to fix this, he can't know where you are. Quickly, out on the balcony.
Abigail, where is he?
Wo ist
Where is who?
er?
Don't play dumb with me, little girl. I know about your little game on the riverboat. I know that you've brought that mortal into the house. Where is he?
You know, I haven't seen him.
I know you're lying to me, Abigail, but it makes no matter. There's nothing any mortal can do to stop my plans. The wedding will take place tonight, and this time, you're going to say I do.
I'll never marry you, Rackham.
I'm afraid you won't have a choice.
I've broken free of your spell before. I can do it again.
I'm not so sure that's true. The love spell will take hold again, and every minute you spend broken out of it drains you more and more from ever breaking out of it again. Soon
Böse.
the spell will take hold of you forever, and then you will marry me.
Oh.
The Belmore treasure will be mine.
Was bringt ihm das, wenn er noch ein Geist ist?
You had your chance, Abigail. You chose that nightmare. And after tonight, you'll never be able to leave it again.
Okay. Spooky. Lustig, spooky.
What a creep.
Abigail, is it safe?
Of course not, but we don't have the luxury of waiting. Come with me, Murphy. I have a plan.
Okay,
There are
wohin?
some things you really need to know.
Okay, wir müssen einiges wissen. Dann. Yay! Die Skelettschlüssel. Wir sind im Kapitel 3, Freunde. Juhu! Was passiert jetzt?
The Grand Hall. Why are we back here?
I suppose you have some questions for me, Murphy McAllen?
Just a few. This trip to Devil's Rock isn't going anything like I planned.
Anscheinend. Okay.
So, Abigail. May I call you Abigail? Why did you try to kill me? Come to think of it, why did you try to kill me twice? Were you under Rackham's evil spell when you threw me from the balcony and dragged me into the spirit pool?
No, that was me. It took a lot of energy to escape the spell. Those were the only times I've ever managed to do it. But it needed to be done.
So you tried to kill me on purpose?
I wasn't trying to kill you, Murphy. When you came into the house, I knew what you were trying to do. Summoning the ghosts. And in doing that, you'd free Rackham. I was trying to stop you, to save everybody.
I was the threat?
And pulling you into the spirit pool? Once you'd done that damned foolish deed, I knew we needed you in the house to fix it. So I brought you here. I was never trying to kill you.
Oh, I see. I guess we had a slight misunderstanding.
Was waren das für Gesichter, die ich durch die Glasscherben
What
gesehen
were those
habe?
faces I saw through the broken glass?
Those are the faces I've seen every minute of every hour of every day for the last 33 years. Those are his punishment. I don't know how he does it, but it's like he can control your dreams and your nightmares. He can manifest images in your mind that don't exist, no matter how much you want to stop them.
Nightmares? So he's the one that the locals have seen wandering the house.
He was the only one who could, but until now, he could never leave the house. Only manifest projections of himself beyond the estate.
Like appearing to Dr. Moray as Aloha?
That's right. Rackham was never a lower, but he knew Moray would fall for it, hook, line, and sinker. And now look what it's led to.
Na dann, stell mir die letzte Frage, ne?
You're free now. you can stop Rackham.
No, Murphy. Rackham's magic is strong. You may have broken the spell for now, but what he said was true. I don't know how long I can hold out before the curse takes hold of me again, but it will happen. I can already hear them laughing.
Hört ihr sie auch? Was sollen wir tun?
What are we going to do?
I have a plan, but I need you to carry it out for me. You need to finish what you started, Murphy.
Okay.
You need to find the treasure of Belmore Manor. Rackham's looking for it
Sicher
too.
da drin.
You'll need to get there first.
What's so important about the treasure?
What do you think the treasure is, Murphy?
$13 million? Unaccounted for and unclaimed?
No, Murphy. The treasure is much more insidious than that. $13 million is just what my brother spent trying to contain it. Listen carefully. I need you to know something. Do you want to know what the treasure of Belmore Manor really is?
Nee.
My brothers meant the world to me, and I missed them dearly every time they sailed away into the Caribbean. On one fateful voyage, they'd anchored in a lagoon to replenish supplies. There was a man there, so thin and weak he looked like a skeleton. He beckoned them along the beach, led them into a cave, and showed them an unfathomable pile of gold, coins, goblets, jewelry, the riches of 1,000 looted ships, topped by a wooden
Und
coffin.
ein Drache.
That coffin held a treasure more valuable than the rest put together. The skeletal man saw a shell from the beach in the hand of my eldest brother and offered to make a trade, for he knew that the item within the coffin could not be given away. It could only be bought or traded or inherited. The deal done, my brothers loaded up their ship and set sail for the nearest port. But when the dockhands opened the coffin, they fled and refused to return. Inside was a black stone that seemed to glow green from within. The locals knew a legend of a terrifying pirate captain who wielded such a black stone, able to make any who resisted his demands collapse dead before him. But that had been 2 centuries ago. Surely the pirate captain should have been long dead. My brothers put so much into researching the stone, scouring the Caribbean, conducting scientific experiments, meeting experts of the occult. And it all led to one terrible discovery. The coffin stone was a cursed artifact, able to destroy a person's spirit and steal the remaining years of their life for the stone's possessor. That pirate captain, who had ransacked ships by stealing the life of anyone who dared to oppose him, was now cursed to live out every year he stole, withering and weakening without dying. My brothers sealed the stone in a vault beneath Belmore Manor. 3 keys were required to open it. My brothers each took one, vowing never to allow the stone to work its evil power.
Okay,
but
also.
one person disagreed. He had seen the stone and knew what it could do. The ship's first officer,
Rackham.
Rackham. And now,
Klar.
he'll stop at nothing to get it, murdering my brothers, enslaving me, and killing you.
This isn't quite the treasure I expected to find.
Murphy, the treasure isn't $13 million. All that money went into researching the stone and then sealing it away where no one would find it.
Warum habe
This
ich mir das
fireplace
gedacht?
is the entrance to the vault where it's hidden. You see the keyholes concealed in the mantle. We'll need
Yeah.
my brother's keys to open it.
Okay.
And I guess finding the keys is where I come in? What if
Na
we just
gut,
leave it
fangen wir
sealed
von
up?
vorne an.
Hide the keys so Rackham can never find it?
He will find it. I don't know how long it will take, but eventually he'll find it. And I won't be able to resist the curse for that long. I need you to find those keys tonight, before the wedding.
Okay.
How do
Naja,
I even
wir haben ja
start
eh.
looking for the
Wahrscheinlich könnte
brothers?
ich noch
You need to
48
speak to
Stunden
Madame
spielen, dass ich auch die
Planchette.
Rätsel nicht
She
kommen
helped
und
my
die
brothers
Halbzeit wird
years
immer noch
ago.
nicht stattfinden.
And now she might be able to help us too.
Who's Madame Planchette?
An old friend of the family my brothers brought to our house to help them. Some people call her the Parlor Witch.
Die Salonhexe, ja, da wollten wir eh schon die ganze Zeit rein. Oh, die Tür geht auf. Cool.
What will Rackham do if he gets control of the coffin stone?
Rackham fears the judgment of death more than anything. The stone will allow him to return to flesh and blood and remain here in the mortal realm for as long as he keeps taking people's lives.
He'll keep murdering people?
Exactly. And it's easy to know his first targets. Once he has the stone, there's an entire household of lives right here, ready for him to steal, including yours and mine.
He can steal life from ghosts?
The explosion may have interrupted things, but the spirits here still hold the years of life they're owed. They may never be able to use them, but Rackham will.
Okay, arg.
This house really needs its wiring looked into.
Oh no,
What's wrong?
the spell. It's coming over me again. Listen, as much as it frightens me to say it, I think Rackham might be right. Everything I do is making it harder for me to resist the spell. I don't know if I'll be able to break out of it again. I need you to do this for me, Murphy.
I will, just tell me what to do.
Madame Planchette will be the first step of 3 journeys you'll need to undertake. One for each of my brothers, each finished only by reclaiming their key and placing it in this fireplace.
I won't stop until I've done it, Abigail. I will beat Rackham to the treasure.
For all our sakes, I hope you're right.
Okay. Wir müssen, also...
I was on my own again, and baffled by the situation I'd got myself into. The $13 million, the whole reason I traveled to the island and then quit my job, was gone. I had every desire to wait until sunrise and get that taxi back off the island just like I'd planned. Free of magic, free of ghosts, and free of the very real possibility that I'd be joining them. But heck, plans change. And now there was someone I needed to see.
Ah ja, genau. Die Salonhexe.
May I help you?
Excuse my intrusion. Abigail Belmore told me to find you. She said you may be able to help me find her brothers.
Murphy McCallan, come in, come in.
Die Musik ist schon wieder so laut.
Sit yourself down and let me introduce myself. I am Madame Planchette, psychic medium, soothsayer of the supernatural, forecaster of fortunes. And you're the one who caused all these troubles. Am I right?
Things kinda got away from me.
And
Ein
now,
bisschen.
we need to get
Aber nur ein
them under
bisschen.
control. Now, how precisely can I help you?
The man in the portrait was standing on a stage holding a cup and saucer. The man in the portrait was standing in front of a globe. The man in the portrait was seated at a desk with papers in his hand. I need to talk to Abigail's 3 brothers. Can we cast a summoning spell again to speak to their ghosts?
I'm afraid not, Murphy. The ghosts of Belmore Manor could only be summoned because our spirits were trapped here and hadn't moved on to the spirit realm. The Belmore brothers were murdered months before the wedding. Each has long since moved on, however reluctantly. It's very rare for someone to come back from the other side. It can happen, but I don't think there is much chance of that here.
Okay.
How can we make contact with the 3 brothers?
We need to conduct a seance for each of the brothers, a way to contact them in the spirit realm and learn how and where they were killed. But each spirit is attuned differently. I will need you to gather some objects in order to contact them.
Okay, wahrscheinlich eine Teetasse, ein Globus und irgendein Wisch.
What do we need to contact Yardley Belmore?
Yardley was a man of leisure, accustomed to the finer things in life. As his portrait shows, we must read tea leaves to contact him. You must bring me a used teacup.
What do we need to contact Xavier Belmore?
Xavier was a man of the world, a traveler across the globe. As in his portrait, it is a globe that we will need to contact him, but one made of glass, a crystal
Ein
globe.
aus Glas, eine Kristallkugel. Okay, machen wir den
What do
letzten
we
noch.
need to contact Cecil Belmore?
Cecil was a man of letters, skilled with the written word. Like the papers you see in his portrait, to contact him, you must bring me a spirit board. a sheet of letters through which Cecil may communicate.
Okay, darf ich jetzt eigentlich aus der Männer raus oder muss ich das alles in der Männer finden? Okay.
How can I find those seance items when I can't even leave the house?
Stellt
I don't even
dieselbe
know what's
Frage.
trapping
Sehr
me
gut.
here.
That would be Abigail.
Abigail is keeping me trapped in the house?
She was. A last desperate act to keep you here and free her from Rackham's curse. Return to the front doors, Murphy, and they will now open for you. Scour the island, search the manor, and bring those 3 items back to me, and we can begin to locate the 3 brothers.
I'll start looking right away.
Good luck. And hurry. Rackham will soon know what you're trying to do. And unlike the other ghosts here, his powers are no longer confined to the house. Just one more thing before you go. I have something that may help you.
Eine Einkaufsliste. What's this?
A necklace? What can I do with this?
Return it to whom it belongs. Now go.
Was?
You do not have much time, and yet the mysteries of our entire island await.
It was time to test what Madame Planchette had told me, and see if I really could leave the house. So it was true. Right now I was living my very own ghost story, with a household of people who needed my help and a villainous phantom who had to be stopped. With Belmore Manor unlocked, the entirety of the house and island were now mine to explore. Somewhere out there were the Belmore brothers' 3 keys. My first task, to gather a crystal ball, a spirit board, and some tea leaves.
Was haben wir denn jetzt Schönes einstecken? Eine Halskette. Das da. Den Staubwedel haben wir auch noch einstecken. Ist ja cool. Na komm schon. Jetzt. Gehen wir es mal auf Dead Needle.
Life continued on in Dead Nettle, its citizens oblivious to the supernatural struggle happening on the far side of the island. Even with their predilection for local legend, I doubted they'd believe me if I told them.
Ach komm, schauen wir mal, was der Ned zu sagen hat. Schon lange nicht mehr mit Ned gesprochen.
Well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? I didn't think I'd be seeing you again, Mac. I thought you'd be swimming back to the mainland. Or, well, swimming with the fishes. How's the auditing going?
Well, I quit my job.
You quit? I thought that was the whole reason you were here in the first place.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Why you doing this, Mac? Don't you have a family you need to get back to? Away from the ghost stories?
Ghost stories are really the whole reason that I'm here.
How are they keeping you here, Mac?
As a baby, I was left on the doorstep of an orphanage with just a blanket and a piece of paper with my name on it. Growing up, I always felt alone, like I was missing someone who loved me. The last orphanage I was in was above a bookstore called Eerie Echoes, and I used to pick up the dime novels that got thrown out at the end of each month. My favorites were always the scary ones.
Why did you like the scary stories so much?
I felt like if I could read the scariest story I could find, it would make my life at the time seem a little less scary by comparison.
That's heartbreaking, Mac.
But that's why I'm still here. I always wanted to be in one of those stories, and now I am. I don't have much of a past, but this is a chance to make myself a future.
Well, hope you find what you're searching for. But don't say I didn't warn you.
Do you remember the Belmore Trading Company ever unloading a coffin at these docks?
You know, now that you mention it, that does ring a bell. Yeah, back when I first started out, the Belmore's flagship, the SS Mysterium, came back into port a few days late, and Mr. Rackham rustled up a bunch of us roustabouts to help unload it, way earlier than we usually be out. Yeah, I remember that morning. Almost as much as the bonus pay we got for the early hours.
Did you find out what was in it?
I don't think we paid it much mind. It was rare, but people did die at sea back in those days. Although saying that, they'd usually be buried at sea too. I don't remember any fanfare about it, but it must have been someone important in there.
Or something.
Hm.
I think I might know what happened at Belmore Manor on the night of the disappearance.
I've told you, Mac. I don't want to hear no more about it.
But I think I know who the Phantom is.
Murphy, don't even say the name. I've seen that aberration once, and that was enough. I saw those faces laughing at me every night for months. I won't go through that again.
Ned's fear was real. I can only imagine what 3 decades of those faces would do to a person.
Hmm.
Still fishing?
You won't believe this, Mac. Squibb's record was ruled invalid. He was overheard down at Spinelli's bar boasting about how he put ball bearings inside the Pencosa to make it heavier. Can you believe the nerve of some people?
The despicable things they'll do.
It means I'm right behind you, buddy. Just one lucky catch, and I'll be bumping you down to second place.
Is that a grill you've got there, Ned?
14 hours out here will give anyone an appetite. I'm not giving up just yet, but it'll be supper time soon. You're welcome to join me.
Do you miss working on the docks?
I wouldn't give up fishing for it, but I have good memories of those times. Good, honest teamwork. Working outdoors, singing shanties, and swapping stories. Though, to be
Chilliges
honest,
Leben,
some of the tales
will
they
ich
tell
sagen.
may have been a little exaggerated.
Lesen, angeln, grillen.
Catch you later, Ned.
See you around, Mac.
Okay.
I'd had enough of carrying these suspiciously heavy fish around. I decided to leave it there. I had more important things to focus on than my stomach.
Okay, die Kristallkugel. Ich hab jetzt nur Tee bekommen. Ach, wer ist denn das? Fährmann. Jetzt will ich aber erst schauen. Der ist neu.
Welcome back.
Good evening, Mr. Crumb.
How can I help you?
How come you're working so late?
Well, the wife's gone to visit her cousin Winnie for a few days. And if I stayed in my bedroom, I'd just start going loopy.
I'm looking for 3 keys.
No, unless they're the gem-encrusted keys to a lady's heart, I don't think I can help you. I'm a jeweler, not a locksmith.
I think I'll just look around for now.
I'm here if you need me.
There is no way I could carry a fishbowl full of water and a live goldfish around with me. If I wanted it, the goldfish was going to need a new home first. What do you think of this necklace?
How quaint. Make it yourself?
No, I found it.
It's a lovely example of folk art, I would say. Whittled by a sailor would be my guess.
I think you're right. Is it worth anything?
Not a thing.
Okay. Jetzt will ich trotzdem noch erst da rein, bevor ich mit ihm spreche.
Oh, look who's returned.
Good evening, Felix.
Remind me, did you say your name was Captain Knott?
My pseudonym. That's right. For marketing purposes.
Because I've been doing some research in the club archives, and it seems as though we already had a Captain Knott as a member about 10 years ago.
That would be my father, Captain Knott Sr. I'll pass on a hello next time I see him.
42 years as a captain, sailed each of the 7 seas.
That's the one. More at home on the waves.
It says in the records that he's deceased.
Might be harder than expected to pass on that hello, actually.
Drowned, apparently.
A mighty struggle.
While taking a bath.
Mainly a struggle with the plug, really.
Look, I'm on to you, Sonny. When Mr. Perkins gets back tomorrow, we'll be having an investigation. Captain Knott, or not a captain.
And until then?
Enjoy the club.
Hello again, Felix.
Hello again.
Is the elevator still not fixed?
It hasn't been fixed for the last 7 months. I doubt it will miraculously start working for you tonight.
How did it break, anyway?
The city council rented out the whole club one day for a meeting to discuss a new town seal. Some sort of insignia representing Dead Nettle's history and culture. Unfortunately, the mayor misunderstood the brief and showed up with a seal of the aquatic type. 2 fins, whiskers, a little tricorn hat, and the moniker Captain Snoops. Took the entire council to wrestle him back into the elevator and get him down to the docks. And it overloaded the motor. And do you know what the real cherry on top was? He got the animal wrong. Captain Snoops was a sea lion, not a seal.
What's the difference?
An I, an O, and an N.
How's the club tonight?
Buzzing.
That lively, huh?
No, I mean I just had to remove a wasp nest from the gentleman's lavatory.
I best be casting off.
Farewell, Captain.
Die Frage ist, ob wir uns nochmal Wasser abfüllen sollen.
Avast,
das sind ja Leute.
ladies. Shiver me timbers. 'Tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance, me hearties. Yo-ho!
What on earth are you talking about? I think your lighthouse might have lured in a loon, Moot.
I thought you were captains. Isn't this how captains talk?
Not outside a Treasure Island novel. You expect us to carry parrots on our shoulders, too? I tried that once in my life, and all I got was excrement down the back of my blazer.
Oh, right.
Ah, der
Good
Leuchtturmwächter.
It's about time you got here. I've been waiting for you.
You have?
Darn right. Give me another sarsaparilla, and be quick about it.
No, I'm not a waiter.
You're a captain? They keep getting younger and younger. They give you a free pair of floaties with your license nowadays?
Are you a captain?
I was, a long time ago. Captain Cuthbert Moot's the name. Now I'm the island's lighthouse keeper.
How come you're not captaining anymore?
I had a bit of a bump with a lighthouse.
If only lighthouses had some way of warning you they were there. The lighthouse keeper's nostrils huffed like a bull about to charge at a matador.
After I crashed the ship, I lost my job with the Belmore Trading Company. What's more, I was taken off the Belmore wedding guest list. Life's been one disappointment after another ever since. I used to be a king of the waves. Now I'm a bigger wreck than my ship.
How did you not see the lighthouse?
I was busy at the time. What are you, the captaincy board?
But you managed to keep your captain's license?
In a manner of speaking, the captaincy board has a sense of irony. After I crashed into the lighthouse, they made me take the job of lighthouse keeper to maintain my credentials.
Then shouldn't you be at the fort if you're the lighthouse keeper?
Yeah, it's a dreary place, and there's a damn fleabag cat there that won't leave me alone. Anyway, it's a clear night. If the fog comes in, I'll switch the light on. Otherwise, I'm staying right here.
What's wrong with the cat?
Blacktail?
Es sind immer so
See
viele
these scratch
Texte.
marks on my nose? The damn thing jumps for my head every time the badge on my hat catches the light.
You worked for the Belmore Trading Company?
Hat er gesagt
Once
eigentlich.
upon a time, I was the captain of the SS Mysterium, flagship of the Belmore Trading Company fleet. I've captained more ocean voyages than you've taken baths. I might look like I should be hawking fish sticks at a market stall, but back then, I was at the top of my game, enjoying the finer things in life. Caviar in the finest restaurants, champagne at the finest resorts, dressing in the finest tuxedos. Oh, one little bump through my whole career down the
So
pub.
kann es passieren.
I take it the captain's club doesn't compare.
It did once upon a time. This place used to be a model of a club. Now the only thing it'd be modeling would be a cardigan and a girdle.
Hey.
You weren't invited to the Belmore wedding?
No, I was snubbed. Years of captaining their flagship, and then I get forgotten like a dirty sock. I tried to convince Mrs. Craddock to add me to the list, but she's got a heart colder than a penguin's behind.
I was invited to the Belmore wedding.
What? You never told me that.
You never asked. Yeah, not a direct invitation from the Belmores, but I was invited as a +1.
Who invited you?
A
little lady named Tallulah LaRue.
Why didn't you go?
Because she scared the hell out of me.
Isn't it lucky that you didn't go to the Belmore wedding?
Lucky? How by Neptune's beard could you call that lucky?
Because the whole wedding disappeared. Their lives were stolen from them, their souls trapped in a tormented house for eternity. If you'd have been there, you'd have disappeared too.
Oh, it just would have been nice to feel included. That's all.
Is there a way into the fort?
Not without the key, and I'm the one in charge of that. Do you know the reason for the big walls, the sturdy gates, the barrels of gunpowder, and the big boomy cannons? To keep people out!
Can you turn on the lighthouse beacon?
I don't know if you know how lighthouses work, but they only need to be lit up when visibility is low. As far as I can tell, it's a clear night. So until I see fog pouring through that window,
Okay.
I'm not doing a thing.
Alright, dann wissen wir ungefähr schon mal. Wir brauchen Nebel.
I better
Also,
be off.
So long.
was ist denn das für eine Trophäe?
That trophy belongs to the club champion. And as I'm club champion, I'm telling you, hands off.
Good evening. My name's Murphy McCallan.
Good evening, Captain McCallan. Captain Gifford Pemberley at your service. That's right, I expect you've heard of me. Master of the Mississippi, tamer of the Tennessee, cuddler of the Colorado. Care to hit the table with me?
Oh Gott. Fangen wir es mal
Very nice
damit an.
trophy in the corner.
Well, it didn't start out as a trophy. We needed something spherical, so we just gilded a cannonball from over at Fort de la Moore. Polished up like a trombone in a marching band. A lot of elbow grease went into that shine, and currently these wrists have enough lubrication for a 12-lane bowling alley.
Are you saying that's your trophy?
That's right, boy. Champion billiards player of the Captain's Club. Keeps the other captains on their toes. Or peg leg in the case of Wooden Willie.
Surely he can't like being called that.
Too true. I think his peg leg is actually ceramic, but then the alliteration doesn't work.
Are you a famous riverboat captain?
You haven't heard of me?
I'm sorry, I don't have a lot of experience with riverboats.
Don't tell me you're one of those jelly-legged sea captains.
Jelly-legged? At least we sea captains do proper sailing. With charts, by the stars, across vast seas and oceans, hundreds of miles from land. You riverboat captains only have two directions, upriver or downriver.
Don't listen to him. He doesn't understand the perils of the riverways. I got my start in Baton Rouge. All I needed to do was teach the Mississippi that I was its master. If it wasn't going to do as it was told, it would get a damn good spanking until it fell in line.
Have you been a member of the Captain's Club long?
I'd say so. I got my license when I was 25. When my uncle Augustus passed away, I sold his gumbo restaurant and purchased a diamond of a riverboat. I ran pleasure cruises up the waterways of Devil's Rock for years.
Are you still a captain?
Technically, but it's hard to put into practice when you no longer have a boat.
What happened?
I got a little overconfident drinking whiskey and gambled my riverboat away years ago. My wife left me because she said I had a gambling addiction, but I still think I can win her back.
Were you the former captain of the Spirit Queen?
That's the one, dear boy.
So you must be interested in ghosts.
I beg your pardon.
Having named your riverboat the Spirit Queen.
It's not named after ghosts, boy. It's named after bourbon, gin, tequila, whiskey. Those are the spirits that haunt me.
Are you going to patch things up with Mrs. Pemberley?
Oh, I'm trying. I had a bouquet of flowers delivered to her this morning.
Is there a florist in Dead Nettle?
No, I just took them out of that window box over by Moot. Don't tell Felix, or they'll end up on my tab.
I'll join you in a game. What are we playing?
Billiards.
Should I set her up?
It is set up. This isn't American billiards, boy. We're playing English billiards. A fine game which requires only 3 balls. A white for me, a yellow for you, and a red we share.
I haven't heard of English billiards before.
I learned it when I toured the gambling halls of London back in 1922. It's a game with far more depth and skill than pool or snooker. Points are awarded not just for potting, but by the flair with which strikes are accomplished. More points can be earned with a fanciful shot than by a simple pocketing.
So I'm not trying to get the balls in the little holes?
Look, I think we might be a bit out of your depth with this. Why don't we keep it simple? The winner is the one who can bounce the red ball off the cushions the most times.
I can do that.
Then let's play. I'm afraid it'll have to be with dry cues. For some reason, the billiard chalk's gone missing.
I wonder how that happened.
Sevens! Something to be proud of. Threes. Too bad, Captain McCallum. It seems my standing as champion of the Captain's Club continues.
Konnte jetzt nichts machen? Oh.
The billiard table was already occupied. I needed to think of something else.
Waren wir auch noch nicht draußen. Ach, cool.
Empty of flowers, I could see that the window box was securely attached to the club's masonry.
Okay. Kann ich da noch irgendwo lang? Ich muss irgendwas mit diesem Blumenkasten machen können. Sowas wie Nebel oder so.
I didn't need to blow on that. Nope.
Nee. Nope. Nope. Die Frage. Es wird auch kein Nebel, also ich bräuchte irgendwie Eis oder irgendwas, was ich dann da rein und dann wahrscheinlich anpusten oder so. Schauen wir mal, was er zu sagen hat.
I couldn't talk to him from up on the balcony.
Okay, ist ja okay. Hätte sein können, dass du so weit denkst. Okay. Das hat auch irgendwas zu bedeuten. Wird ihm vielleicht zu heiß?
While I was trapped on Devil's Rock, a map of the world wasn't going to be much use to me.
Was könnte uns dort einfallen?
Jacking up the corner of the table would have potted the ball quickly, but it wouldn't have made the ball bounce off the sides in the process.
Ja, war eine Idee. Ich will jetzt trotzdem, glaube ich, noch Wasser abfüllen.
I filled the bottle with water from the fountain.
Man weiß es ja nicht. So, vielleicht jetzt.
The ferryman wouldn't have liked me snooping around inside the boat. Hello, my name's Murphy McCallum.
Hello, chum. Looking to hire a ferry?
Maybe?
Then come set sail with Crab McCready, when a ferry's really what you needy.
Crab's breath hit my face like a custard pie, a cloud of air reeking of cigarettes and stale beer.
Look, here's a promotional flag, so you can keep me in mind.
I'll treasure it.
Now, I can take you anywhere on the coast. Where you looking to head to? Do you have a partner or an illicit liaison in mind? I do a very romantic sunset cruise.
Is this your ferry? It looks like it's held together with spit and glue.
That's right, but rest assured, my spit is remarkably viscous. You find yourself aboard the Creaky Crab 2. I am her captain, Crab Macready. I get most of my business ferrying over to the mainland when the tide's covered up the causeway.
Hi, Inox.
Are you a member of the Captain's Club?
Oh, they banned me, those pompous buffoons. That Felix is full of himself.
Und
What
schönen
happened?
Samstag.
There used to be a
Vormittag.
club parrot called Squawkin' Hawkins, until he was taken away. Bird-napped, I'd say. I'm a big bird lover. They're very intelligent creatures, and I used to try to teach him poetry. Well,
Was
Felix
schon mal da?
Squire
Der Name
wasn't
sagt
having
mir
none
was,
of
ja?
that. I think he was getting jealous that the bird had more brains than him. He kicked me out. Well, I got a little upset, like anybody would. Words were exchanged.
Aha, danke.
Loudly.
Du machst doch Musik, gell? Ja, genau.
Cheek of it. Kicking me out when I'm a hard-working captain. That landlubber would get seasick using a washcloth.
Nee. Ah, dann ist es der andere. Irgendeiner von euch macht Musik. Der Christian. Aber du hast Supermarkt Together schon mit ihr gespielt. Kann das sein? Ja, ja, genau. Geht's dir gut? Schon auf Ostern vorbereitet?
Why do you like birds so much?
They're the sailors of the sky. Even the ones that can't fly. You tell me, have you ever looked an emu in the eye and not felt a sense of kinship? Seen that look that says it wants to explore beyond the horizon?
I've never imagined an emu thinking anything different to that.
I love anything with a beak, except platypuses. Don't get me started on them. Now, I take it upon myself to look after the feathered friends on this island. Squawkin' Hawkins now lives on a perch on my balcony. I have a name for every seagull that flies over
Sehr gut.
Deadnettle. And I look after Doris.
Doris?
Doris the chicken, over at Baxter's Mill.
Große Familienfeier oder eher klein gehalten? Wahrscheinlich groß, gell? Ihr seid eine große Familie. Geht. Was ist denn mit der Greedy Crab 1 passiert?
What happened to the Creaky Crab 1?
That's it over there, with its bow peeking out of the water.
Ja, ich
I was
erspare mir
out in
das
the bay last Mardi Gras
alles.
and looked
Gerade
down
im Moment.
into the inky depths. Honest to God, I saw a mermaid staring back at me. I rushed back into Deadnettle with such fervour I forgot to slow the engine once we reached the docks.
Was it really a mermaid you saw?
Nah, turned out I'd forgot to take my wig off from the costume contest that night, and I'd just seen my own reflection.
Lustig.
I'd like to hire your ferry.
Sure, give me a map of where you want to go and I'll see if I can get you there. I'm the best ferryman this side of the Gulf. From Baton Rouge to the Bermuda Rectangle, I'm your man.
I thought it was called the Bermuda Triangle.
Well, sure it is now, ever since one of its sides mysteriously disappeared.
I'll talk to you later.
Right.
Okay.
The ferryman wouldn't have liked me snooping around inside the boat.
Okay, jetzt haben wir uns fast mit allen unterhalten, bis auf die Reporter-Tante.
Oh, what a piece of junk. So much as a nudge and the whole thing locks up. Work, damn you!
Okay, die brauchen anscheinend auch Hilfe bei irgendwas. Oh, eine Feder. Oh, die können wir vielleicht
That
gebrauchen.
almost hit me.
Almost isn't good enough. A few inches over and we could have had a lovely headline about a gory workplace accident. Hands off, McAllen. This is delicate business.
What seems to be the problem?
The
Feder
tilt
fehlt.
coil snapped off and almost had my eye out.
Your eye?
Can you believe it? I try to get a story that's fit to print, and instead the printing press has a fit. Why can't I get one of those electric machines like they've got at the New Orleans Post?
Hm. Sie ist gerade abgelenkt. Kann ich jetzt da zu den Akten schauen?
I'm the only one allowed behind the desk, McAllen.
Na komm.
Sorry.
Die Flagge einer Halskette. Können wir ihr irgendwie hilflich sein mit dem Zeugs? Ich glaube gerade nicht. Liegt die Feder da jetzt irgendwo? Ah, oder? Hm. Hm. So, wir haben hier eine Halskette. Das Rätsel brauchen wir eigentlich auch nicht mehr. Hoffe ich. Steht irgendwo, was wir jetzt brauchen? Nein, fortsetzen. Da, Tagebuch. Des Schauspielers, des Entdeckers, Wissenschaftler. Okay. So, da raus wieder. Und dann schauen wir mal. Wir brauchen Nebel. Ich kriegen wir in der Spirit Queen Nebel. Ach, die ist untergegangen. Verdammt.
My trek through the bayou was easier on the return. My destination glowed green through the bald cypress trees. And then I saw why. The Spirit Queen was now a smoldering wreck, the embers of the green fire still glowing from within. I wondered if I could reach the telegrams.
Okay.
Well, that answered that. The riverboat looked like it might collapse at any moment. There was no way I was going to explore it.
Bin schauen, was er macht.
I may have been new to the bayou, but even I knew that plunging my hand into alligator-infested waters wasn't a good idea.
Ducky. Die Baxters Mühle. Ah, warte mal, wir haben jetzt eine Zange, ne? Kann ich mit dem Huhn reden? Doris. Yeah.
Doris! Cluck, cluck, cluck. Mark?
Na komm. Ah.
The wood was old and rotting. It wasn't going to be of any use.
Na
And
gut.
who knew what critters might have made their homes inside the pile?
So schlimm wird's schon nicht sein. Was könnte ich das Sägewerk gebrauchen? Nebel bringt mir das auch nicht wirklich. Aber ich würde das gerne mit der Zange probieren.
That wasn't going to work.
Das hätte nicht funktioniert. Danke, dass du beigeschaut hast und ja, schöne Osterfeiertage. Tschüss. Das funktioniert leider nicht. Immer noch nicht. Danke. Gleichfalls ist gut. Kann ich das
I
wegwischen?
didn't need to pour water on that. I didn't need to dust that. I didn't need to dust that.
Okay, warum nicht? Lass mich. Das dreht sich ja eh eigentlich. Ja, was will ich klein schneiden, ist die Frage.
I didn't want to touch it. I hadn't seen something with that many scary-looking teeth since Old Lady Malloy's German Shepherd got loose on my 10th birthday.
Das funktioniert nicht. Fließpulver.
The hatches were locked. From their shape, I deduced they were for storing lumber, and I wasn't in need of any 2x4s.
Tür kann ich auch noch nicht aufmachen.
I tried the door, but it was locked.
Ja, das habe ich schon probiert. Okay. Der Wimpel wird mir hier auch nicht viel bringen.
Now that the chicken was enjoying the Returning to St. Juniper's Church, it was
Schau
clear
mal,
by the
ein
illuminated
Generator.
windows and the repetitive hum of a newly placed generator that the rum runners had made themselves at home. I didn't need to drive the car.
Hupe. Was kann man dann noch mal? Oh, da ist eine Naht.
Deciding the jalopy was so beat up that a little more damage wouldn't be noticed, I cut open the stitch. I pulled the spring from the ripped seat cushion.
Kann ich da noch irgendwas machen? Irgendwas. Die Hupe kann ich betätigen, aber das sollte ich vielleicht nicht tun. Eine Sicherung. Da fehlt noch eine. Da fehlt noch. Welche Sicherung?
I didn't need the fuse.
Okay.
Without a second fuse installed, the dial refused to turn.
Okay, ich brauche also eine zweite Sicherung. Das muss Hammer aber nicht. Kann ich die hier
That wasn't
rausnehmen?
going to work.
Okay. Okay.
Musket! Did you hear that? Will you stop twitching, Morris? You're making me nervous. Sorry, boss. I just don't know if we should be doing this. Doing what? Using a church for morally dubious activities. Theology lays out pathways and guidelines to keep us on the moral road to righteousness. Did one of those barrels hit you on the head,
Der
Morris?
Generator
Let
ist
your belly
echt
ache.
okay fürs
What's the
Lichtung.
worst that could happen? I'm getting the spooks, boss. This church has a lot of dead people.
Was haben wir hier?
What if they don't like us
Eine
being in
Kurbel.
here? Is that what you're worried about? Ghosts ain't real. Now hush up about it. I don't know, boss.
Irgendwie
The
muss ich die
scientific
mitbekommen,
consensus on paranormal
Hm.
activity still seems to be inconclusive. I read a book about it last week, and it's really giving me the heebie-jeebies. What have I told you about reading? It's no good for you. It gives you delusions of grandeur and indigestion. Sorry, boss. Just for the sake of argument, this book you was reading. What did it say about ghosts? It said that there are 3 signs for detecting paranormal activity. What's the first sign? First, the temperature drops as the ghost's presence descends upon the locality. Well then, until we start getting the chills, there ain't nothing to worry about.
Okay. So, wir haben nichts Eisiges. Geht da das Wasser einfach?
I didn't need to pour water on that.
Hinter sie kann ich wahrscheinlich auch nicht.
Now wasn't the time for a sit-down.
Was ist das? Eine Kurbel. Ich kann jetzt nicht mit denen reden, ey. Oder? Komm, wir probieren's.
It wouldn't have been wise to reveal myself to the rum runners by ringing the bell.
Okay, wir sollen uns den rumspucken und dann doch nicht. Trockeneis wäre halt echt cool. Oder sowas. Ah, der schaufelt was.
I didn't need to warm my hands on the stove. It was already a humid night, and the fire was more useful at keeping bugs away from the shack than keeping anyone toasty. Now that I'd looked upon the lifeless face of Comptroller Grimes, it didn't feel appropriate to give his coffin a wiggle.
Noch nicht gelöst.
I looked to the bottom of the grave, but could only see dirt and darkness. Good evening, Edgar.
Ah, blast it. Not again. I go all night as the only one in this cemetery with a pulse. Then here you are bringing me 2 steps closer to losing it. What do you want now?
Just taking a look around. It's peaceful here.
It was.
What are you digging?
I thought the cemetery could do with a swimming pool. Put out some deck chairs, maybe a tiki bar. What do you think I'm digging? Another grave.
Who's this one for?
Reginald Goff. He was the state executioner in the next parish over.
How did he die?
His last convict was a bit nervous about being executed by the electric chair. When Goff asked him if he had any final requests, the convict asked if he could hold his hand for support.
Shocking.
Then I've got Marigold McGee to deal with before I can clock off. That'll be a headache.
What's so difficult about Marigold McGee?
She asked for her remains to be scattered across the island.
That doesn't seem so bad.
The problem is she didn't want to be cremated.
The ghost stories are real.
Well, I don't want to hear them. I don't like to think about ghosts.
Why not?
Because they'd be bad for business. I have my work cut out here with the dead as it is. Imagine if they came back asking for a refund.
Has the cemetery been here long?
This cemetery is the whole reason Devil's Rock is populated. Back when the mainland was first settled, they used to ship off the bodies of undesirables to be buried here. The criminals and paupers. St. Juniper's Church up on the hill was one of the first structures here, along with the fort. So that's what this place became. A cemetery island. A place where only Beelzebub himself would take the bodies that were interred in its soil. The Devil's Rock.
Creepy. I think the Rum Runners are using the church as a hideout.
What do you want me to do about it? My job description says I deal with the outside. It's the vicar's responsibility to take care of the inside. I'm just contracted for the grounds and the graves.
Do you know what happened to the vicar of St. Juniper's Church?
Foskett was his name. Disappeared along with everyone else at the manor during the Belmore wedding.
Did you get along with him?
No! Miserable guy he was. Fortunately, we came to an understanding.
An understanding?
Let's just say that one night, I might have witnessed a certain clergyman through the vestry window. Off his head on communion wine, wearing a crinoline over his cassock, singing, "We 3 kings of Jackson Square, selling stockings a nickel a pair." He couldn't look me in the eye after that. The only way we communicated was through notes on the parish bulletin board. And that's the way I liked it.
There's a dead body over at Belmore Manor hanging from a tree.
So, what do you want me to do about it?
Shouldn't you bury it?
If it manages to wander its way over here, I'll bury it. Until then, I'm not stepping foot onto the Belmore estate. I've heard the stories about the Phantom, and I'm not risking my shut-eye to rescue a cadaver from a tree like some stuck kitten.
Do you know who the hanged man is?
Beats me. But from what I've heard, it's been there ever since that wedding night.
I best be running along.
Goodbye.
Ob ich die Kette dem Seemann umhängen kann, um wieder irgendwas zu bekommen? Die Gruft.
I couldn't see any way to open the crypt door. Not a doorknob, not a keyhole. Whoever sealed this up intended to seal it up for good.
Okay, dann bleibt uns ja eigentlich nur noch. Da komme ich nicht rein. Da könnten wir noch hinschauen.
The tide was still high as I returned to the Causeway Beach, while the sands were now the purlieu of a rather strange gentleman jabbing at the rocks with a walking stick.
Thermoflasche. Da reden wir erstmal mit ihm.
Careful where you step. Look, another one.
Another what?
A pebble. Don't step on them.
There are pebbles all over this beach. There's not many places I can stand that don't have them.
But they could be important.
Warum?
My name's Murphy McCallan. Nice to meet you.
Oh, yes. Hello. Pleased to meet you. I'm Muffy Carlyle.
Wait, I think I've heard of you. Doesn't your family run a banking firm in New York?
That's the one. Are you familiar with the Carlisle Provincial Accounts and Joint Stock Corporation?
Actually, the reason I remembered you was because I was amazed the owner had a son named Muffy.
It's a nickname. Nanny gave it to me because my ears were always cold.
What's so important about the pebbles?
It's not the pebbles themselves. It's what's inside them.
What's inside the pebbles?
Dinosaurs.
I'm sorry. I think I'm missing something here. You think there are dinosaurs living inside the rocks?
Not living. They're extinct. So I've been told. But skulls, bones, fossils.
Oh, you're a fossil hunter?
That's right. But this beach seems terrible for them.
Why is this beach terrible for fossil hunting?
Too many people wandering across here. The place has been picked dry. I need somewhere secluded. A beach no one ever goes to. Are you from around here? Do you know anywhere like that?
I'm afraid I don't.
Well, do let me know if you find anywhere. I'd pay a pretty penny to go somewhere with potential.
Have you found many fossils before?
Only one. It was in our flower garden. The summer house, actually.
Fascinating. Where did you find it?
In a plant pot.
A plant pot? Shouldn't it have been in the ground?
Yes. Nanny told me she planted it there for me to find. Couldn't stand the look of disappointment on my face.
Oh, this was when you were a child.
No, last week.
Have you been out here long?
Just a couple of hours. Rufus dropped me off just after supper.
Dropped you off, but the causeway is flooded over.
I didn't come via the causeway. I got here on the yacht.
You have a boat?
The plucky plesiosaur. I named it myself.
Do you work for your father's company too?
Entschuldigung.
That's right. I'm Executive Director of New Initiatives.
And what exactly does that entail?
Oh, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. But Papa does say it requires me to be out of the office as much as humanly possible. Muffy, he tells me, if I have to see your face around here, I'll end up moving to Tibet and joining a monastery. So even if I'm not sure exactly what my job is, clearly it is very important.
Well, good luck with your search.
I'll never give up. That's the dinosaur way.
I glanced at the book's cover and was more than surprised to read the title, Dunstan the Dinosaur, above a drawing of a bulbous yellow triceratops walking on two legs and wearing a bowler hat. I picked up the vacuum flask from the portable table.
Gehen wir mal kurz nach Dead Needle. Und zwar zu ihr.
Work, damn you!
Maybe this will help?
What do you think you're doing?
I fixed it for you.
I'm going to need to recalibrate the whole thing now.
No need to say thank you.
You're lucky. There's something fishy about you, Murphy McCallan. I can smell a story on a person like rotten eggs in an egg salad. And currently it's the 4th of July summer picnic and someone forgot to put the bowl in the refrigerator last night.
I picked up the freshly printed sheet of paper.
Okay. Ja, das ist nicht so sauber, würde ich sagen.
It was a typesetter's calibration sheet. It was a typesetter's calibration sheet.
Ich denn irgendwas? Okay, kann ich auch nichts auswählen.
Yes?
Hi. What are you working on now?
A clarification. A local dancer is moving off the island and looking to get rid of some furniture. But my piece asking if there was any interest in Hoochie Coochie dancer Lulu Leroy's huge chest got a much bigger response than we expected. And not for the right reasons.
Am I right in thinking you're not from around here?
Good call, McAllen. Santa Monica, California. Born and bred. Hadn't even been to Devil's Rock before I got the job. The divine irony is that I got this job due to a misleading ad in a newspaper. Seeking newspaper editor for dynamic community, exciting stories, amazing opportunities. What nonsense. But now I'm here. Nonsense is all I have to write about.
Why did you stay in Dead Nettle?
I came down with a horrible case of temporary insanity.
Health issues?
No. I started dating a notary named Jonathan. Right after I'd taken out a mortgage, I stumbled across his dalliances with the fishmonger's wife, the ironmonger's wife, and the cheesemonger's wife. Knowing his type, I decided I'd become a warmonger, and I set fire to his belongings. I last saw him picking through his charred underpants on my front porch. Now he's off in Rancho Cucamonga with some flapper named Anastasia, and I'm still financially tied to this island.
I'm trying to track down 3 dead bodies.
A serial killer? In Dead Nettle? This could be gold. When did this happen? This morning? Last night?
No, 33 years ago.
33 years ago? That's not journalism, that's archaeology.
I think I better be going.
My door's always open. I broke the hinge earlier.
Na gut.
I didn't need to bother Evelyn again by messing with the printing press.
Was kann ich mit der Thermoflasche machen?
I didn't want to get ink all over me trying to carry the canister around.
Die Tinte wird mir nicht viel bringen, glaube ich. Kann ich das mit dem
I didn't
befüllen?
need to pour water on that.
Okay. Brauche ich wahrscheinlich einen Topf oder sowas dazu. Kann ich jetzt eigentlich mit dieser Fähre fahren?
If I needed more help from Crab, I was going to need to charter his ferry.
Ja, mietest
If
du
I needed
dabei?
more help from Crab, I was going to need to charter his ferry.
Wie charge ich sie? Das habe ich jetzt nicht mitbekommen. Wo kann ich sie?
The puppet
Krieg
show
der
hadn't
Zettel.
started yet. The puppet show hadn't started yet.
Welcome back.
The cabinet was filled with precious jewels, geodes, and fossils next to a small sign that read, Treasures of the Earth. The neck of the bottle was far too narrow for the pudgy little goldfish to swim through.
Na gut. Hätte sein können. So, wir haben jetzt voll viele Gegenstände. Was ist denn da in dieser Thermosflasche
It was an
drin?
empty vacuum flask,
Leer.
used to insulate drinks so they stayed hot or cold.
Wie mache ich das kalt? Das Wasser. Wie mache ich das Wasser kalt?
What should I do with your flag, Crab?
Have you considered taking up semaphore?
I didn't need to show him that. That didn't work. I didn't need to cut that.
Das brauchen wir. Also ich muss ihn irgendwie... Da kann ich auch nichts machen.
I had nothing else to say to Captain Moot. It was clear he wasn't going to turn on the lighthouse light until it got foggy. Hello again,
Foggy.
Captain Pemberley.
Welcome back, Captain.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but the Spirit Queen burned down.
Oh, what a sad day. I knew it would happen sooner or later. It was that damn fool Moray, wasn't it? He never loved her the way I did. She was one in a million. A personality as fierce as the Mississippi. A sway when she moved that could hypnotize any man. And curves in all the right places.
Are we still talking about a boat? I'd best be running along. Enjoy your evening.
Farewell, Captain McCallum.
That didn't work.
Ventilatoren sind wieder... Huch.
Oh, it's you again.
Mallory, what are you doing here on the Belmore estate? I thought all the locals were too scared to wander around here.
What does it look like I'm doing? I'm having a tea party for my birthday. Happy birthday to me.
How cute. And what are you talking about with your new doll?
Our strategy for conquering mortal civilization.
Right.
It's rude not to introduce yourself, you know.
Mallory, have you been practicing ventriloquism?
Are you calling me a dummy?
You can talk?
I'm a head. Talking is one of the few things I can specialize in.
I didn't know that.
You didn't ask. My name, now that you're listening, is Sir Edward Teddington. Or as Miss Wisp here calls me.
Shrunken Ted.
You're not doing very much tea drinking at your tea party.
I couldn't get a handle on the physiology of it. No arms, hands, or esophagus makes this a little trickier than it used to be.
And I am drinking it. Watch.
Not a fan?
Maybe it's an acquired taste.
But an important one to acquire. Tea was the fuel of the British Empire.
Then maybe it would be better in a gas tank.
Mallory was handling the teacup with the tentativeness of a toddler being given castor oil. So, Ted, that whole time I was carrying you around in my pocket...
Picking me up and stuffing me inside your vest without even a good evening? That's the living for you nowadays. Rude.
I'm very sorry. I've just never encountered a shrunken head that could talk to me before.
Maybe you have, and you just never introduced yourself.
I suppose, but I can't go around introducing myself to every inanimate object that I'm carrying on the off chance that they're supernaturally possessed, can I?
Did you just call me an object? That's objectification right there.
How did you end up as a shrunken head, Ted?
Can you believe this, Mallory? Asking about physical impairments just as brazenly as you like.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was a sore subject.
Well, I'll tell you anyway. Me and the old boys were embarking on a race to the Caribbean, known as the Coconut Rally. 14 days, 14 islands, with only what you can carry on your back to sustain you. It was all going so well, until day 9, when I was told to seek out a tribe of pygmies. Perhaps I got a bit lost, because the village I found was populated by villagers of average height.
Didn't that clue you in that you were in the wrong place?
I thought maybe they were just exceptionally tall pygmies. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, you know. They were a very welcoming people, filling me up on pork and bananas, a nice hot bath in a pot they hung over the fire. But it turns out they held a different philosophy when it comes to head placement and proportion. Still, no use grumbling. That's not the British way. Stiff upper lip. That's what we need.
Dann machen wir erstmal mit dem Ted weiter, ha?
Ted, how did you end up on Devil's Rock?
I was brought back here on a merchant ship by a strange man in a top hat who settled on me as a souvenir. Can you believe it? The indignity of being swapped and saying I was only worth 2 chickens.
I'd say at least 3.
Exactly.
And now you're helping a little girl take over the world, Ted?
Look, I was a little late getting in on the British Empire, and now its height has passed me by. I don't want to miss out again. This is my opportunity to get my foot on the ladder of a new attempt.
More like your chin on the ladder.
Very funny. You know, I have other interests too. You really need to get to know me as a person. I'm very well-rounded.
Of course you're round. You're just a head.
The jokes just keep coming, don't they?
May I have a cup of tea?
Nope.
Now, Mallory, what were we saying about manners?
Oh, yes, right. How do I put this delicately? I'm afraid this is a private engagement exclusively for the Sisterhood of Darkness.
Precisely. Remember, we may be planning on enveloping the world with a new totalitarian empire led by yourself as queen, but that's no reason to be impolite. Manners cost nothing. However, in this case, it is a private engagement.
Could I have your teacup if you're not drinking it?
I am drinking it. Well, I would if it didn't taste so bitter.
Bitte. Oh, jetzt auch
Mallory,
noch
you
Zucker.
shouldn't be inside the Belmore estate. Don't you know about the disappeared wedding?
You're asking a little girl about murder, black magic, and broken hearts?
Sorry, I don't want to give you nightmares.
Are you kidding me? I love this stuff! I wrote a paper on it last semester that prompted a parent-teacher intervention.
Haven't you seen the Phantom?
The grumpy guy in the tall hat? Yeah, I've seen him through the windows of the house.
Doesn't he give you nightmares?
Sure does, but those are the kind of dreams I like.
Do you know Sebastian Bach?
Unfortunately.
Why didn't you tell me?
I did.
Okay, yes, you did, but didn't you think it was worth mentioning he was a ghost?
I didn't think you'd be interested. Most grown-ups just don't believe me.
So you can see ghosts?
Ugh, I wish I couldn't. Most of them don't shut up, wailing through the windows all the time. Sebastian's the worst, the booger-brained big head. thinks he knows everything.
But the ghosts weren't visible until I cast the summoning spell.
To you, maybe. I mean, they're a lot more visible now. They were just shadowy, glowy things before.
The fact that I conducted an occult spell seemed to be lost on her. Knowing what I did about her, she probably did the same every day before breakfast. It was Sebastian that made you get the tin boat. He altered the toy catalog.
I knew it! Well, that's it. He's going to the top of the hit list once I'm Queen of the Universe. If you see him, tell him Pock's in for a shock.
Well, I'll leave you two to your plans.
Long live the sisterhood!
Habe ich irgendwas zum Süßen mit? Nein.
I couldn't do that. Do you mind if I take this?
Good idea. You can be my butler.
Okay, jetzt habe ich mal einen Löffel. Auch nicht schlecht. Mal da lang mal vielleicht. Da ist der Schirm.
The parasol had landed decidedly out of reach. The parasol had landed decidedly out of reach.
Okay. Na, geh, Melasse. Das Kutschnart.
I needed to think of something else.
Kann ich eigentlich in die Männer wieder rein?
That wasn't going to work.
Das hätte nicht funktioniert. Okay. Hoppla. Jetzt bin ich im Bildschirm. Okay. Na komm, schneller. Komme ich noch in die Männer rein? Okay, da darf ich auch.
Walking back into the ballroom, preparations for the wedding were gathering speed like a boulder rolling down a mountainside, and I felt like I was smack in the middle of its path. The table was too large for one person to move. Good evening, Mrs. Craddock.
Chairs at the far end, tables on the left.
Oh, it's you again.
Where have all the guests gone?
To their rooms to get ready. Here I am tidying up after the waltz while they just waltz away.
How long until the wedding begins?
Just a few hours. Oh, good gracious, a few hours. And there's still so much to do. I'm sorry, but I can't stand around chitter-chatting. There is much work to be done.
You seem a little stressed.
Correct. And with all due respect, and I'm sure we can both agree much respect isn't due at all, talking to you only makes it worse.
You need to find a way to relax, Mrs. Craddock.
I don't think people realize how this job takes a toll on one's health. My doctor told me I need to rethink my diet, so I've decided to go more continental, by which I mean a glass and a half of wine with each meal and polishing off the bottle before bedtime. A la Francais.
Where's the wedding cake gone?
I had to hide it.
Hide it? Why?
Somebody had already helped themselves to a slice of cake. And I bet I know exactly who it was, Mr. McCallan.
Oh, really?
That horrible pock boy. The knave with his hand on the tarts. Perhaps the Queen of Hearts had good reason for her framework of justice.
I heard you didn't send a wedding invitation to Captain Moot.
Well, of course he didn't receive an invitation. He was dismissed from his employment weeks before the wedding for crashing the flagship of the Belmore fleet.
He's very upset about it. Don't years of service outweigh one accident?
Accident? I suppose you never learned exactly why he crashed the ship, did you?
Actually, no, I didn't.
We discovered that Captain Moot used to invite ladies up to the bridge after hours. Dozens of ladies over the years. He'd take them on moonlit cruises around the island and, goodness gracious me, paint them with no clothes on. Draped over the ship's wheel, stretched out in the rigging, dangling from the anchor. Apparently, he must have gotten a bit too carried away with his brushstrokes on the final painting, because he didn't see the rocks the ship crashed into.
Ah, that would certainly be distracting.
Indeed.
I'll leave you to get on with your work.
How thankful I am for life's little blessings.
Okay.
The chalkboard was blank, presumably waiting a decorative welcome for the infernal marriage of an evil phantom to his cursed bride. That didn't work. I didn't need to cut that. I didn't need to cut that. I couldn't do that.
Oh, sie ist auch weg.
I didn't need to search for a book right now. I already felt like I was in one.
So unten nicht irgendwas getan.
As I descended back into the cellar, the lack of mechanical noise quickly revealed that the barrel lift was no longer working.
Was ist denn jetzt eigentlich?
Looking at the fuse box, it was clear to see why the barrel lift no longer moved. The fuse had blown, taking the small glass cover with it. With questionable regard for my own safety, I pulled the damaged fuse from its socket.
Kann ich da die Gläser nicht kaputt machen. Aber wir haben mal ein Teil gefunden, was wir verwenden können. Aber da gibt es noch mehr. Was haben wir denn da? Feuerwerkskörper.
I took one of the fireworks. The logo on the side revealed that it was called the Whizzer. I'd known a boy in elementary school with the same nickname. I considered looking through the boxes, but doubted my immediate situation needed a set of matching crockery or monogrammed dish towels.
Okay. Aber warum?
I considered looking through the boxes, but doubted my immediate situation needed a set of matching crockery or monogrammed dish towels.
Okay, warum? Oh Gott.
I couldn't do... I needed to think of something else.
Kannst du
I
die
needed
Kiste
to think of...
aufbrechen? Jetzt habe ich Feuerwerk, aber ich habe jetzt noch kein Feuer.
I considered looking through the boxes.
Irgendwas kann ich da machen.
That didn't work. That didn't work. I needed to think of something else.
Okay. Ich will mich jetzt trotzdem nochmal im Haus umschauen, kurz. Gehen wir nochmal ins Musikzimmer. Er spielt immer noch. Hat er was Neues zu sagen?
I didn't have anything to talk to him about.
Ja, komm.
Do you mind if I borrow this shovel?
Oh, go right ahead. I already dug up those naughty thorns. It's funny, even when things are dead, they can still cause trouble. Just look at us ghosts.
Okay, wir haben eine Schaufel.
I had nothing else to say to the gardener. The fountain had long run dry, and the cracked, dusty basin was empty.
Ich bin da vielleicht eher sowas wie Trockeneis oder so. Musikzimmer. Und dann gehen wir nochmal da hoch. Vielleicht können wir bei der Kuppel irgendwas machen. Da kann ich noch nicht durchblicken, weil ich habe ja noch keinen.
Looking through the telescope, all I could see was a blur. I soon realized why. A telescope without a lens wasn't going...
Kann ich da irgendeinen Wipfel aufhängen?
I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. That didn't work.
Okay. Mit der Schaufel.
That wasn't going to work.
Der Staub will
I didn't need to dust that.
Okay. Was ist mit dem Abfluss war?
The drain pipe had twisted and now pointed straight up to the sky, empty of everything but moss.
Okay. Da haben wir noch einen Globus.
The globe looked more decorative than functional, like a chihuahua with a bow tie. Nope.
Von wem von der Ding habe ich die Kette bekommen? Ist sie jetzt irgendwie?
Abigail's ghost was once again back in her bedroom, now fully consumed by the wicked spell Rackham had trapped her in. The minutes left before he married her were falling away like dominoes. Now wasn't the time for a nap.
Kurz nochmal da drüben schauen. Ob sich da irgendwas getan hat.
The door was locked.
Schade. Hat sich da was getan?
The trunk was empty.
Na gut. Ich brauche halt nochmal irgendwie Musikzimmer. Sie hat die Torte versteckt. Wo soll sie die Torte versteckt haben? Wo ist in dem riesigen Haus eine Küche? Okay, wir haben mal die Sicherung. Was bringt uns die Sicherung? Probieren wir es halt mal aus.
The generator looked like a death trap. I wasn't touching it without good reason. The generator looked like a death trap. I wasn't touching it without good reason. I didn't want to damage it anymore. Nope. Nope. I needed to think of something else. That wasn't going to work.
Der hat doch vorher was
I
an.
didn't need the fuse. I couldn't do anything with an empty socket.
Okay. Wollte der nicht vorher? Für das Bar ist die Scheißsicherung.
I didn't need the fuse. I couldn't do that. The generator looked like a death trap. I wasn't touching it without good reason.
Na gut, aber ich würde sagen, das war's für mich heute mal. Geh noch kurz mal dahinter. Ich wüsste jetzt auch nicht, was ich da ausgraben sollte. Na gut, ich muss mal was essen. Und ich wünsche euch auf jeden Fall einen schönen Samstag, Sonntag und Montag. Habt schöne freie Tage. Und genießt, was auch immer ihr tut. Also, macht's gut. Habt's fein. Haut's rein. Bis die Tage.